Bishop State presents fifth quarter. Here's Simone Eli and Gerhard Mathangani.
Well, it's the midway point of the high school football season. Teams taking a break from region play for week 6, but that doesn't change the magnitude of the matchups tonight. Welcome into fifth quarter. I'm Simone Eli alongside Gerhard Mathangani. Games tonight won't count in the region standings, Gerhard, but that doesn't matter in terms of the impact they could have in the playoffs.
No doubt about it. In the event of a tie-breaking situation, you need to know this at home, these games can be a matter of consequence later in the month of November.
Yes, they absolutely can. Like I said a minute ago, I might have seen the best slate of highlights I've ever seen in the last decade of covering high school football. When you have some big rivalry matchups this week, you bet it's going to be impressive.
I love it. The old matchups and the new matchups. The Battle of the Catholics is the new matchup, so to speak, between McGill-Toolen and St. Michael. Really cool moment pregame with the joint prayer between both teams. Both teams also riding a 2-game winning streak heading into tonight. Yellow Jackets strike first. Quarterback Andrew Murchison hits Reventer Zaninga in stride, 50 yards to the house. And McGill takes the early 7-0 lead in the first quarter. Head coach Philip Rivers and company looking to respond. They do so. Gunnar Rivers has had a fantastic freshman season so far. Goes up and hits Braxton Mills. Great pitch and catch there. However, the Cardinals would get this field goal here. Patricia Garcia with the kick, 7-3 McGill. A little bit later on, Yellow Jackets next possession. Murchison goes up top. Watch this beautiful pitch and catch to Albert Haywood. A 41-yard connection down to the 8-yard line. Later in that same drive, Haywood, you caught that one. Let's run it in this time. Touchdown up here, 14-3 McGill. However, St. Michael would come back 35-31, your final score, as McGill gets the win on the road.
What a game there in Fairhope. All right, staying in Baldwin County, Daphne playing host to Spanish Fort tonight. And talk about rivalries, this game is a big one for both communities. Trojans defense forced a turnover on the first drive. Quarterback Jamar Malone makes some pay, connects with Robert Daly Jr. Great awareness on the reception at 7-0. Cue the push-ups in the stands. Later, trickery from Kenny King and company. The double pass goes to Kobe Donnelly, wide open downfield, a big pickup for Daphne. Later, see it here, Trojans going to extend their lead. Nick Clark making plays into the end zone. He goes. Daphne goes up 14-0 at that point, but the Toros offense would settle in later in the first half. Aiden Schamberger goes deep to Gabe Myers, lays out for the unbelievable catch. He's called down at the 1 here, Hard, but we ran the replay back. In our view, guys, it looks like a touchdown. I'm not right there as the officials, but it looks like a touchdown. No problem, though. Toros' Drew Williamson finishes the drive with a rushing touchdown here to cut the deficit. This game went down to the wire, and Spanish Fort mounts the comeback, 35-27. What a bounce-back win for the Toros.
Huge win for them, especially offensively. Now to West Mobile, a top 10 matchup between two 7A programs. It's Baker hosting Dothan. And Baker would strike first. Quarterback Josh Flowers drops back, rolls right. And this is where he's so dangerous, Simone. He can use his arms or his legs. This time a huge run here, moves the chain, crosses half field for a huge gainer there. A little bit later on, Flowers doing it with his arm this time. Hits Kevin Beckham and takes it down to the 6-yard line. And then a little bit later on, Flowers would do it with his legs once again. Calls his own number and finds pay dirt. 7-0 there for Baker, but it's Dothan that goes on to win this game. And a final score here of 35-14.
Big win for Dothan on the road. All right, fourth ranked Mary G. Montgomery taking a trip to Baldwin County tonight. Tigers get creative on their first offensive drive. Preston Kuiper throws to Demarian Andrews, and he throws a bomb to James Daniels. Nearly gets into the end zone. The Tigers, though, they would score on that drive to make it 7-0. How about this for a highlight? All right. Ensuing kickoff fielded by MGM's Cameron Smith at the 14-yard line. The patience pays off here. Smith picks up some blocks, finds a hole, and does the rest himself. Hits the spin move, shakes off a few tackles. He's gone 86 yards to the easy. MGM ties the game at 7-all. Later, South Alabama commit Jared Hollins in the gun, goes deep to Shamar Elston. Well defended, but didn't matter. He reels in the catch. MGM runs away with this one, 45-14 over Baldwin County.
Looking impressive every single week. Next up, the reigning champs, Saraland, playing host to Foley tonight. Two really high-powered offenses going at it. And how many times have we said this? Saraland strikes first. Santana Williams Jr. into the end zone for the quick touchdown, up 7-0 early on. A little bit later, more from the Spartans. KJ Lacey, the Texas commit, goes up to the Alabama commit. Ryan Williams all the way by himself into the end zone for the touchdown. 2-touchdown lead early. However, Talent all over the field, including Auburn commit Perry Thompson. Thompson doesn't take a lot of room. He takes it into the end zone for the touchdown on the little pass. And I'll tell you what, Foley has looked strong all season. Saraland looked a whole lot better tonight. And Spartans continue to impress once again. They put up a 70 spot today.
Wow.
Final score in this one, 70-20.
70. That's a statement win there by Jeff Kelly and company. All right, beautiful sunset over at E.E. Delaney Stadium. St. Paul's hosting Faith Academy tonight. This game historically a big region battle before the Saints were bumped up to Class 6A. Early in the game, St. Paul's driving. Handoff goes to Anthony Frazier, the sophomore tailback, picks up a great couple blocks and makes his way to pay dirt on the second play of the game. Saints lead it early. The Rams defense, they would get a couple stops by 2 interceptions, one from Tyrell Dothan and later by Ty Goodwill, but the Saints were dominant tonight at home. A huge win beating Faith Academy 40-7. Wow.
Statement win for sure. Now over to South Mobile County. 10th ranked Theodore playing host to Opelika tonight. Last year, the Bobcats won this game on the road by 10. And off to a really nice start early on. Braxton Clark on the carry picks up 30 yards here. However, Theodore will go on to score 3 on the drive. Next up, Opelika firing right back. Roman Gagliano hits Javon Williams, shaking a couple of Theodore defenders. And it looks like he's about to be gone, but it tripped up eventually. However, the Bulldogs would finish the drive with a touchdown. Gagliano this time goes up top to Jordan Tolbert. And what an athletic play. One-on-one coverage over there. And Opelika gets the early lead 7-3. A little bit later on, it is Clark once again on the carry. This time goes inside the 20-yard line. And that would lead to this Miguel Frias field goal in the second quarter. And it's Theodore who gets the win. 2 huge field goals, and they win it by 6. Final score in this one, 16-10.
Kicker getting it done for the Bobcats. I love it. All right, let's head to BC Rain now as the Red Raiders named their new stadium in honor of longtime coach, teacher, and administrator Ben Glover. Special moment for the BC Rain legend. To the action now. First offensive drive for Davidson. Gerhard, this is every week. Direct snap goes to DJ Butler, our Zaxby's player of the week, doing what he does best, breaking tackles, taking names, cut back inside. He's in for the score. Butler unstoppable. Warriors band pumping up the crowd as they love it there. All right, Rain looking to answer, knocking on the door. Direct snap goes to their impressive tailback, Bryce Dowdland. He powered his way in for the touchdown. Davidson led it 21-14 in the second quarter, but how about this? A shootout as the Red Raiders get the win 49-35 over Davidson.
Great game there. Meanwhile, Alma Bryant taking a trip to Robertsdale tonight. Both programs looking to get back into the win column, and it's the Hurricanes who would strike first in this one. Check out Brendan Bourne to Donovan Polk, all alone for the touchdown, and they get the 2-point conversion. So an early 8-0 lead for the Hurricanes. A little bit later, more from Bryant. This time it's Isaiah Dixon. Played a lot of plays for the Canes this season. Makes another big one here. A huge touchdown run, separating 14-0 Hurricanes. A little bit later, Alma Bryant defense coming up with a big play. The offense, you got 2 tutties. How about the defense coming up with a huge play? Austin Allen, great interception, and then sets up the offense with a great return after the interception. And then Justice Carter finishes the drive with the Alma Bryant touchdown, and Alma Bryant goes on to win tonight. Final score, 34-6.
Big win for the Canes, getting back in the win column. All right, we are just getting started here on 5th quarter. More highlights, more scores, plus some pretty impressive plays.
Huge plays of the week. We will give you the nominees and a whole lot more next on the 5th quarter.